Hi guys, it's Michelle, Deception Bytes, and I am bringing you guys some good news for those of you that have been a little bit upset with Trump and maybe feeling perhaps a bit betrayed. And there are many people jumping ship and saying, nope, he has betrayed us, he is a Judas, and they're just, jumping off the Trump train. And that's okay. It's good to be cautious. I would like to claim that I am cautiously optimistic. Now, I'm not somebody that just buys every single thing that Trump says. I don't. I really, really don't. I don't agree with everything. But for the most part, I think that he is the best president that I've certainly seen in my lifetime, and possibly one of the greatest so far. So this omnibus bill has everyone really, really upset. And I took a look at it. I've been, kind of jogging around Twitter and looking at different people's, what they think about it and what they're saying about it. And it has actually lifted my spirits quite a bit because I think that Trump knows exactly what he's doing. Exactly what he's doing. He's a very smart man, but he is a man. And by that, I mean he's mankind. He's flesh and blood just like us. And if you were not Pierre Trudeau, that's his father, Justin Trudeau, you'd say people kind, not mankind. But I am not as ridiculous as he is. So Trump is he's a man. He's flesh and blood like us, and he's going to make mistakes. He has made them in the past. He'll make them in the future. This whole Stormy Daniels thing, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't care if it's true, to tell you the truth. I would like to think that Trump is a moral man, and I would like to think that it's not true. But if it is, he's in his position to run the country. He's not our moral leader. He's not our pastor. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get on to this omnibus bill. Now, I didn't even really understand what an omnibus bill really was. And maybe you all know, and maybe I'm the only one that doesn't, but I didn't know, and so I looked it up. And an omnibus bill is a single document that is accepted in a single vote by a legislature, but packages together several measures into one or combines diverse subjects. Because of their large size and scope, omnibus bills limit opportunities for debate and scrutiny. And I think that's what the Democrats were counting on. But I don't think the Democrats even read it. I really don't. So I don't think anybody did, because it's 2,000 and some odd pages long. Now I see on the 8chan boards, they are dividing it up and taking a look at it, and there's some interesting things coming out about what is actually in there. And it turns out that it's not what we thought. Trump knows what he's doing. Now, I'm convinced of that. I think that he's plays chess, and he's 4, 5, maybe 6 steps ahead of the smartest of them. I think he's brilliant, and I know people laugh at me when I say that, but I have seen evidence. The man is brilliant. So anyway, let's take a look out here, because there's so much negativity. Oh my gosh, even Alex Jones was saying, oh, he's done for now, he's done. I don't know if he's still saying that, but I did see a clip of him where he was saying, oh, Trump's done for now. He's done. He's gone and done it. Nobody's going to support him now. Well, I think he knows exactly what he's doing. So this is a website, Vox. It says Trump's biggest fans aren't buying his excuses not to veto the omnibus spending bill. And they're saying Trump just threw away the rest of his presidency. Well, did he? You think he did? I don't think he did. I don't think he did. At first, I did, because my very first reaction was very negative. It was like, oh, come on, what are you doing? But I think he knows exactly what he's doing. So, and this just goes through, After President Trump signed a massive 2,323-page omnibus spending bill on Friday, one which conservative publications deemed an embarrassment and a disgrace, and Trump had initially threatened to veto, many conservative pundits, including some of Trump's biggest fans, were incensed. And yeah, I would say that is mild compared to some of the reactions that I saw. The bill gives a big boost to military funding, a major conservative point of emphasis, but it doesn't defund Planned Parenthood, a longtime GOP promise. That's what I was upset about, and among other things, and adds roughly $1 trillion to the deficit. As right-wing podcast host Mark Pantano declared on Twitter, Trump just threw away the rest of his presidency. Immigration restrictionists who have long demanded a border wall were particularly disappointed. Conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh described Trump signing the omnibus as stabbing me in the back because of its lack of border wall funding. The bill includes $1.6 billion for 30 miles of fencing and enhanced security measures, to which Breitbart said simply, rest in peace, border wall. The ire at Trump poured in across the internet, particularly from conservatives who have long argued that Trumpism was a real political ideology, one that this omnibus bill would violate. Unfortunately, the fans of Trumpism keep getting confronted with the realities of the man himself. Now, of course, this is anything that we read, basically, unless it's coming from alternative news sources, is going to be negative about Trump. So, of course, we would expect this. And then Ann Coulter, Ann Coulter. I will never sign another bill like this again. Yeah, because you'll be impeached. That was Ann Coulter. Yeah. So I'm not going to read these because it's a lot of negativity, which really isn't that important in light of the other things I have to say. So. Okay, and let's take a look at this. Paul, nobody read the... Oh, hang on, this is going to start playing. Hang on. No, it isn't. Never mind. Paul, nobody read the $1.1 trillion omnibus bill. Nobody read it. Doesn't that give you a lot of confidence in our government oversight? Nobody read it. All 2,300 and some odd pages. Oh, this one says 2,242. I thought the other one said 2,300. I don't know, but I guess after you get to 2,000, it really doesn't matter. Okay, Senator Rand Paul on Sunday said he voted against the $1.1 trillion government spending bill that passed Congress last week because nobody had a chance to read the behemoth legislation. And I'm not going to go through and read that all, but that's the other thing that upset people is because nobody read it. But you know something that's interesting? Based on how people voted, don't you think that Trump is going to know exactly where people stand? If he didn't already know? I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. Now, this was, hang on here. This was on Trump's Twitter, President Trump's Twitter. Say that 10 times fast. Sometimes by losing a battle, you will find a new way to win the war. Don't ever get down on yourself. Just keep fighting. In the end, you win. Now, I personally believe that this was in response to Schumer and Pelosi, and something about I'm getting tired of winning. You know how Trump said, we're going to win, we're going to, you're going to get so tired of winning. Well, Schumer kind of threw that back in his face and said, oh, I'm getting tired of winning. And I honestly believe that this was Trump's response. Sometimes by losing a battle, you find a new way to win the war. So that's what he's telling us here. Okay, yeah, I lost a battle, but this is going to enable me to win the war. And he says, don't ever get down on yourself. Just keep fighting. So he says, I'm not down on myself. I'm going to just keep on fighting. And you need to too, because in the end, you win. Okay. Well, Trump doesn't seem fazed by it, does he? Now, let's make this larger so that you people on your itty bitty phones can see it. Oops, hang on. There we go. Okay. Well, now I gotta make it smaller because I drive myself crazy. Okay. Omni-Bill Internet Freedom. So, Section 725A, Prohibition of Federal Agency 20 Monitoring of Individuals' Internet Use. Oh, was that in there? Apparently. None of 21 the funds made available in this or any other act may 22 be used by any federal agency 23(1) to collect, review, or create any aggregation 24 of data derived from by any means that includes any 25 verified date. I don't know. This is taken out of it apparently. I found this on somebody's, I don't know what all these like 23, what all that's about, but anyway, personally identifiable information relating to an individual's access to or use of any federal government internet site of the agency, or to enter into any agreement with a third party, including another government agency, to collect, review, or obtain any aggregation of data derived from any means that includes any personally identifiable information relating to an individual's access or use of any non-governmental internet site. That's interesting. I thought it was interesting. I bet you they copied this from a PDF. I bet you that's how all those funky stuff got in there. But anyway, I could be wrong. Well, let's go see what other little nuggets I stole from Twitter. Tasty little nuggets. Okay, and apparently this person stole this as well. So, because they said, I stole this, that's how I know. Let's see. I seriously do not understand why individuals do not read the entire thread or disregard it. Weedy too. I don't understand everything that this person's talking about. And I spent hours yesterday providing links, researching the laws, the 1974 law and statutes. Do you know why the omnibus is not going to get any notice? Here it is. It's not an official federal budget. It's an omnibus bill, not a budget. He outsmarted them again. Congress basically screwed themselves by not passing a budget per the Constitution. You know, how they were, just dragging their feet on that, on passing a budget. Well, he outsmarted them because this omnibus bill gives Trump the money that he needs to do what he wants. I'll show you. He outsmarted them again. Congress basically screwed themselves by not passing a budget per the Constitution. The president must adhere to a budget set forth by Congress and direct the expenditures as provided therein. A budget. He would have to direct the money exactly where it's budgeted and exactly that amount. So he would be held to, his feet would be put to the fire. Like he would have to spend the money that was allotted by Congress to the places where it was allotted to. Not so with the omnibus bill. So, this is another one of those big porculus bills like they gave Obama for 8 years. This is not a budget. An omnibus spending bill may have some instructions as to how the money will be spent. Obama ignored them. He spent the money or he didn't spend it however he wanted to. And Congress didn't do a thing about it because they couldn't. I think our president observed how this happened year after year. He is bound to realize that those appropriations for different things in these omnibus bills are merely suggestions. So like Obama, President Trump can spend this money on whatever he wants to, or not spend it. Planned Parenthood? What if our president decided to tell the Treasury Department to slow walk that money to Planned Parenthood until the Senate gets off their ass and confirms his appointees? Sanctuary cities? What if our president decided to slow walk that money too until those sanctuary cities assist ICE in rounding up criminal illegal aliens? Splodely heads? From the Dems and the Media, oh, I like that, Media. Why, yes, there would be a colorful display of splodely heads. Splody heads. But what could they do about it? Ha! Our president could just say, what? Congress should have passed a budget. Done, finished. Research was done. And it is so very humorous, actually. Our VSG just said, just give me the money for the military and the wall. Put anything else you want in it. And those goofballs did. In this case, as per above, he didn't have to spend a dime because it's not a budget. And even if it was researched, And even if it was researched, he could still spend as he pleased. Congress appropriates, up to the president to spend it or not, as he pleases. If anyone disagrees, I can go back and get the links and evidence. But if you just read yesterday's political thread, Weedy 2 and I laid it all out for you. Weedy 2 did most of the work and put together the consolidated update as per above. Again, that is why Obama never had a budget in his presidency. Congress did continual omnibuses, and he took the money for 8 years, and no one seems to know where it went. Now, because this was borrowed from somebody else's, I have no idea where that thread is that they're talking about. So if I did, I would take you there. I would so take you there if I could. So let's go on and see what other nuggets I collected. You feeling better about it now? I hope so. Okay, well, here's something from an anon. The bill funded the military. Who will be conducting mass arrests, holding tribunals, etc.? What was said Thursday? The Dow plummets on fears of a Chinese trade war. What happens today? China announces tens of billions of dollars in new tariffs on U.S. goods entering China. The Dow has plummeted 250 points in the first 75 minutes after this announcement. What have we been hearing for months? Not from Q, but from anonymous anons. Crash the Dow, pull out of the Fed, go back on the gold standard, and start printing our own money again. They have to crash the Dow, but they can't make it look like they're crashing the Dow. So POTUS and Xi, both slaves to the cabal, get together and say, let's have a trade war so we can get this done. So they play good cop, bad cop, crash the Dow on a Friday afternoon. How convenient. Same day Trump signs the bill from hell and it's done. Not coincidentally, Q activates 50 minutes before the announcement. New trip code, resetting the bad guy's attempts at breaking it to square one. He sends a single stringer, a command to God knows how many military units. I don't believe that. Remember Q's message, which was sent a long time ago but has never played out yet? Look to Twitter. Exactly this. My fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. EAS been testing much lately? Wrong time of month for tests. Abnormal requests for individual confirmation of EAS test receipt. If we were any closer to the final act, we'd fall into the hole. Now, I don't know about what this person's saying about crashing the Dow. I don't know. I don't know about all that. I am trying to get more educated on financial things. I really, really am, because I haven't been up until now. I really have not been wise in that matter, so I am trying to educate myself about that and learning as much as I can, as fast as I can. But I'm not the person to ask about that. So if I don't know something, I'll just outright tell you I don't know. So now, here's something from a guy named Schmo. I don't know. Can we trust Schmo? Maybe. What's he have to say? I can promise you this. The Democrats are in full-on panic mode. They never thought Trump would sign that awful omnibus bill. Their whole goal was to shut down the government. It was their last hope. Now it's time for our military to finish cleaning house. Make America great again. Yep. I think that perhaps we can trust Schmo. Oh, it's not a guy, it's a girl. It's a schmozine. Schmosaphine. Yeah. Okay, well, I like that. And to me, that is true. I think that they did want to shut the government down, the Dems. And, well, they're lost. They should have passed a budget. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Too late now. Okay, let's move on. Now that I've had a lovely drink of iced tea, which is absolutely fabulous. I wish you all could have some. It's made with a very, very fine tea, and it's raspberry tea, and it's so good. But that's not why you're here, is it? To hear about my tea? I didn't think so. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Don't you realize what is about to happen? Don't you understand what this bill is for? Let me spell it out for you. Bill passes, immediately releasing funds to our military. Swamp drain begins. Military seizes trillions in cabal assets, returning them to the people. IG report drops, showing just how effed up this swamp really is, revealing pedophilia, extortion, murder, treason, and sedition, punishable by death. 4, panic? No panic. This has been planned so far in advance, very few understand how calculated every move is. The strings will be cut from the propaganda machine, and the people will stop falling for the garbage mainstream media. They will be so appalled by the vileness and sliminess of these creatures, it will make them sick to their stomach. 5, patriots take back our country. It's going to be a fun ride, fam. I've got my popcorn and nachos on the ready. Comfy as somebody that's comfy. All right. Now, I really liked this meme. I just got $160 billion in extra defense spending. The wall is defense. Yeah. And I do really think that Trump is having the last laugh. I really do. Yeah. And yeah, okay, there is money in there for Planned Parenthood, but it's a suggestion. He doesn't have to give that money to them, right? Okay, now here's another thing I picked up on my journey. Bill Chapman, Ephesians 5:11, one of my favorite verses. Have nothing, let's see if I can quote it. Have nothing, nothing to do with the works of darkness, but rather expose them. Something like that. 10-day congressional recess starts Monday, March 26 to April 6. Brilliant timing. Timing is everything. And indeed it is. And I do think that we are engaged in a big old chess game. And Trump is, they make a move. And I know when I was first learning how to play chess, it was pathetic because I lost every single time to a friend of mine. And literally that whole summer we played chess. Like every single day for at least several hours a day we played chess. And I would get so pleased with myself because I'd make a move, but I was a new player. I didn't understand that you have to be thinking so far in advance. And, I'd be so pleased with myself, but my opponent was so far ahead of me in thinking that I'd lose every single time, even though I thought I was winning. So that's what Trump's doing. He let the Dems, have their day and say, throw that in his face like, oh, I'm getting tired of winning. Yeah, and I saw the smug little smiles on Schumer and Pelosi. But he's so many steps ahead. He knows what, I really believe he knows what he's doing. So here's another one out there. Penny Jones. Don't drop the soap. 2 things happened this week. Biden's son was proven to have sold rights to advanced military hardware to China for $1 billion. Pay to play much? Biden physically threatened the POTUS afterwards. Not a good move. It was not a good move. And I'm telling you one thing, Trump, if they were ever in an actual physical fight, Trump would wipe the floor with him. Like, you just have to look at them. I don't know. Biden. Ooh, creepy, creepy Biden. Okay. And here's another one. Don't worry that he did not veto the bill. We can't have a shutdown over these next critical weeks. The USMC was activated, remember? They are, United States Marine Corps was activated, remember? They are doing critical operations against the cabal, and the Omnibus bill will not matter soon. There's another way to look at it. Now, this is from Trump's Saturday speech, March 23rd. Was that Saturday or was that Friday? No, it would have been Friday because today is the 25th. Yeah. Yeah, he wouldn't have a speech on a Saturday. Silly me. Okay, anyway, the Friday speech that he gave, these are some quotations from it. I want to address the situation on border security, which I call national defense. I call it stopping drugs pouring across our border, and I call it illegal immigration. It's all of those things. But national defense is a very important two words, because by having a strong border system, including a wall, we are in a position militarily that is very advantageous. And before I get off of that subject, I'd like to ask Secretary Mattis to say a few words. Okay, I didn't need to include that, but anyway, Secretary Mattis says, as the president noted today, we received the largest military budget in history, reversing many years of decline and unpredictable funding. We in the military are grateful and humbled to the American people for their sacrifice on behalf of this funding. Now it is the responsibility in the military to spend every dollar wisely in order to keep the trust of the American people and the Congress. Thank you. And this is Trump again. The border we've worked very hard on. We have a lot of, by any standard, a lot, but not by this standard. We're not going to make it go, we're going to make it go a long way. We've a lot of money coming to the border, and it will be coming over a period of time. We've funded the initial down payment of $1.6 billion. We're going to be starting work literally on Monday. Not only on some new wall, not enough, but we're working on that very quickly, but also on fixing. Dum, da-dum, dum, dum. Yep. Okay, so here's something else to be cheery about. So I'm hearing rumors, and perhaps Sundance could provide insight, that the reason why Trump is on board with this bill is because it actually does provide him with all of the funding he will ever need for our big, beautiful border wall. Let me explain. Trump just got an additional $80 billion for defense spending for this year alone. That is huge. And now it is rumored that he is going to spend a chunk of that money on our wall by utilizing the Army Corps of Engineers to build our wall. If this is true, then our Congress is now going to be powerless to stop him from build our big ass beautiful wall the entire distance of the southern border. Not only does he have enough money for material costs, he also has enough for additional personnel above the already 37,000 personnel within the Army Corps of Engineers. If this is true, this is brilliant, and perhaps worth the sacrifice for this particular bill. I am betting this may also play quite well for the next time Congress tries to take up another omnibus spending bill, as they say, once bit, twice shy. Yep. And I think that's it for my positive Trump stuff. That goes on to something else that I was looking into. So I think that we can rest easy. Like I said, cautiously optimistic. Optimistic, yet still cautious. Because he is a man. He is flesh and blood. He's mankind. So, anyway, that's all I have for right now. There are no new Q posts. I have been looking today. I expected Q to post, and I think perhaps he may later on in the day. I really am expecting that, but why, I don't know. I just really, really am. But I will come to you with another video if Q posts, and if not, I may post about something else as well. So I will talk to you guys later. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday afternoon, and I hope you're getting your little naps in, and that everything is going well, and stay safe. Talk to you later.